Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening, everyone. Well, first tonight, with just 6 hours left of 2020, Tasmanians are preparing to welcome the new year. But celebrations will look vastly different to anything we've seen before. Our reporter John Hunt joins us now from the Hobart waterfront to explain more. Good evening, John. It's looking a lot emptier than usual there tonight.
Kim, usually behind me you'd see thousands of people celebrating the taste of Tasmania, but not this year. It's very strange down here at Salamanca tonight without that iconic event and the Sydney-Hobart yacht race. Now, it has been a year filled with cancelled events and performances as we all grappled with the impacts of the pandemic. There will still be some fun across the state, and in Hobart the fireworks are even being sent higher into the sky so more people can see them. We had a look at exactly what is planned this COVID-safe new year. Here's our reporter Meg Sides with a preview of what's on.
Carrying out the finishing touches, vendors preparing to serve a crowd of thousands at Launceston's Beer Fest.
Not much to do now, a bit of food prep because we're doing some platters tonight to go with the beer, but the beer's pretty well ready to go and it's a nice warm day, so bring on the people.
After a quiet year, they're looking forward to a boost in business.
We expect to be a good day because last year was quite very busy. We were very busy last year, so I expect the same to be this year.
Organisers forced to get creative with the New Year's event.
This will be 3 in one night, which we've never done before, so yeah, we're really excited about that.
In order to remain COVID safe.
And there'll be a lot of seating, so seats for everyone.
In Hobart, it will be glitz and glam at In the Hanging Garden, coronavirus keeping organisers on their toes.
When you're planning, you're always worried that something's going to go wrong because it can at the moment, as we've seen with Sydney, but we were happy that we could just put this all together and people are going to be able to dance tonight.
One band unable to travel due to the Sydney outbreak, but Horns of Leroy luckily still able to make the trip from Victoria.
It's been a very rough year for us in Melbourne with everything, all the lockdowns and everything, so it's just great to be out and about on the road, playing music for people again, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Smaller venues filling the void left by Taste of Tasmania and Falls Festival.
It means that people are sort of spread out all over Hobart, and so I think you're seeing a lot of the smaller venues finally get some sort of foot traffic.
And while the waterfront will look different, 2020 will still go out with a bang. This year the fireworks will be bigger and better than ever, so no matter which side of the river you're on, you should be able to see the display.
As long as you've got a direct view of the water down in that space, then you'll definitely be able to see them. And you could expect to see shells go as high as 350, 400 metres high.
The Hobart City Council forking out almost $90,000 on the fireworks display.
Let's get rid of 2020 and bring on 2021.
Preparing to farewell a year many would prefer to forget in style. Meg Sides, 7 Tasmania News.
There's been a busy day for rescue crews in the state's remote wilderness. Around midday, 5 Tasmanians suffering non-life-threatening injuries were saved from the Franklin River after their raft overturned. The capsize occurred 2 days ago, but the group of 16 private rafters continued on until their injuries led them to contact authorities today. The patients airlifted to the Royal Hobart Hospital.
There's not a lot of areas where it's easy to safely extract someone from that point. It's obviously a very mountainous region. There's a lot of hills and a lot of trees, so airlifting someone out of those locations can be quite difficult.
Meanwhile, at Corinna, crews conducted an extensive land and air search for a female paddleboarder believed to be missing. The alarm was raised after nearby campers said she failed to return from the Pyman River. Police later confirmed she left the area safely by car. The government says it will monitor the evolving situation in New South Wales and Victoria for the next 24 hours, but won't hesitate to act if necessary. Public Health will also continue meeting daily with its interstate counterparts. Authorities are urging those in Tasmania who spent time in Victoria since December 20 to check current exposure sites. Anyone who's visited a site must self-isolate immediately and arrange a COVID test. A 27-year-old man who was a passenger in a car has received serious injuries after the driver lost control and crashed into a parked car in Wynyard last night. The passenger was flown to the Royal Hobart Hospital for emergency surgery.
The cause of the crash and obviously the manner of driving are under investigation at this point and will most likely result in charges against the driver of the vehicle.
The driver of the vehicle wasn't injured but was taken to the Northwest Regional Hospital for blood alcohol testing. A 38-year-old Bothwell man has been charged with fraud. Police allege $135,000 was stolen from the Central Highlands Council between 2013 and 2020, with these charges following a long investigation. In September, police laid charges against a woman from Bothwell for the same incident. The man will appear in the Hobart Magistrates Court in March. One of Tasmanian sport's longest-serving icons has called time on his career. Sunday's cancelled meeting at Elwick Racecourse marked an unfortunate finish for Milton Pettit, who spent 60 years calling 41 Hobart Cups and capturing thousands of winning moments.
Packing up and preparing for the next stage of his life, Milton Pettit has enjoyed a 60-year love of horse racing.
The wonderful look of them, the shiny coat, the swiftness of foot, flowing mane and the tendency to fade in the last furlong.
Sunday's Guineas meeting at Elwick Racecourse meant to be his last as an official photographer. However, stewards abandoned the meeting due to the track's condition, moving future meets away until late January. While saddened by the issue, Milton says it can be fixed.
They'll get it up to scratch, but it just takes time and the track's got to settle.
Beginning as a race caller in Kalgoorlie, he enjoyed a stint in Melbourne before moving to Hobart. Among his highlights, more than 40 Hobart Cups and the 100th running of the Kentucky Derby. After putting down the binoculars, Milton picked up the camera lens.
There was nothing in Tasmania or in Hobart where the people could get a picture of their horse. So a friend of mine, David McShane, his name was, we teamed together.
Spending the last 20 years in prime position, offering owners and trainers a record of their big day.
People are happy to get a picture of their horse winning, be it a Hobart Cup or be it a maiden race.
But there is one picture he treasures most. He captured the moment Ollie's Gold won the 2013 Tasmanian Derby. The horse owned by his daughter.
Yes, I did say a few words, but she never paid me for the photo either.
John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
In a nail-biting finish, the Hobart Hurricanes have beaten the Brisbane Heat. A final ball run out from Colin Ingram prevented the match going to a super over, with the team now jumping to third in the standings.
The Hurricanes touching down safely in Hobart after a win that was anything but safe.
Just to win any game is good, and to win it, a close one like that is also pretty brilliant.
The men in purple leaving the Heat feeling a little blue after a dramatic final ball.
Great fielding. Is it a run out? Is it not? Oh, the drama. You couldn't script it.
That is in the air.
With the Heat needing a run off the final ball to force a super over, that clean hit was match winning.
And the Hobart Hurricanes have pulled off a miraculous win in the most dramatic of circumstances.
Batting first, the Hurricanes began poorly.
Nightmare start for Hobart.
Dawood Milan's 39 helped push the total towards a defendable target.
There's a shot.
But with 4 players scoring ducks, the Canes couldn't bat out the 20 overs. All out for 150.
The last 5 wickets come in a hurry.
The Heat also battled early though. Riley Meredith's pace was too much for Tom Cooper.
Gone again. That's exactly where he wanted it. Riley Meredith picks up a second.
With the Hurricanes bowling well, it came down to some superb bowling at the death from Scott Boland. And that piece of fielding from Colin Ingram.
That was something else.
There's still a few things to come away from it, still a few things to improve on, but that's good that we're still winning those tight games.
Sitting third on the BBL ladder, eyes now turn towards the Melbourne Stars, who they'll meet at Blunston Arena in a Saturday twilight fixture. Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
An NBL training hub could be coming to Tasmania. Preliminary discussions are underway between the government and the NBL, which could see teams relocated to the state for training. A government spokesperson confirmed players wouldn't be exempt from border restrictions.
Good evening, everyone. Launceston, the state's top today, reaching 24 degrees, Devonport 21, 20 in Burnie and just 15 in Hobart. Across the state, 23 in Strawn, Smithton 22, the Islands both 21, 18 in St Helens and Grove 13. Mid to low level cloud can be seen about the southeastern half of the state today, while elsewhere had mid-level cumulus cloud. Across Australia, cloud associated with thunderstorms sits through central New South Wales, parts of Victoria and southern Western Australia, while much of Queensland sits under mid to high level cloud. Tomorrow's chart shows a high pressure system to the south of Tasmania move towards the Tasman Sea through the day as several troughs continue over the mainland. Southeast to easterly winds tomorrow 10 to 20 knots, increasing to 20 to 25 knots through Bass Strait in the morning. And there is a strong wind warning current for northwestern coastal waters from Sandy Cape to Stanley. Cloudy and 20 degrees tomorrow right across Hobart, Huonville and Campania. A shower or two developing in Launceston reaching 23, Devonport and Georgetown partly cloudy and 21. Partly cloudy and 20 in Burnie and Wynyard tomorrow, 23 in Strawn. And in the east, St Helens 18 with a shower or two, cloudy and 18 in Swansea and Port Arthur a top of 18. And the UV tomorrow is extreme 12s right across the state. Looking onto Saturday now, showers about the northeast extending statewide during the afternoon, though mostly inland. Showers on Sunday, most likely developing in the afternoon. And on Monday, showers, although most likely inland. 35 in Perth tomorrow, Adelaide 32, a shower or two in Melbourne, Sydney and Brisbane, and 39 in Alice Springs. And currently Hobart 15 and cloudy and 21 in Launceston, and Devonport 19 degrees and partly cloudy. And that's all in weather tonight. Kim, Happy New Year and stay safe.
Thank you very much, Chelsea, you too. And that is the bulletin for this New Year's Eve. From the team at 7 Tasmania and from me to you, have a happy new year in whatever shape it may take this year. We leave you tonight with something a little different. It's a glimpse behind the scenes of 7 Tasmania News, behind the smoke and mirrors of live TV, if you like. Hopefully it brings you a laugh to end 2020. I'll see you next year, as they say. For now, on behalf of the team, good night.
With the firing of the Big Willie to be streamed.
Liar wiener. We're not talking about wieners on the weather.
Making local news this afternoon. It's not that traumatic.
Start spreading the news. Alex Peroni has resigned.
The President did put one on, but only away from the cameras. Come back here to our camera. Gonna take my horse. No, I'm on. Okay.
Old Town Road.
Oh, did you hear that? They see me rolling.
Please, Louise, give it a rest.
They've got to take me off this weather and put me back on the news. This is crazy. City carjacking. A police car goes up and down the road and we film it really well from right to left.
With some learning that 2 heads are better than none, or one.
Tas Racing says it has at least... sorry.
The shutdown has been especially hard.
He's about 6 months old and has only recently left his mother's pouch. He's now being hand-raised. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Have we got a vacuum somewhere? Crackers on the floor, grease on the bench. Been a full-on party.